diamond. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. Big time, lot of slime. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of prime. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me. Yeah. Big time, big time, big time.
Welcome to episode 415 of Fourth and Jawn. It's Gail Saunders and Evan Hollywood Hearn. Tonight we're trying to work through the conversation, the progress of working ourselves into the draft. We're going to start with the first round. We're going to put our toe in, kind of figure out the Eagles' draft history in the first round to make it make sense, to see how Howie is thinking. What his vision, what his plan has been over the last 13 years. So, we're kind of like getting an idea of like how he moves. We all kind of know how he moves. But when we start visualizing, sure. Yeah, he's got a pattern. But if we start visualizing and figuring out how it makes sense, then it all will make sense on draft day. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, Ev, are you fired up about the draft? Are you?
I'm geeked up.
Getting there.
I'm geeked up. No, dude, it's draft season. This is a fun time of year. It's completely different than it's like we talk Eagles 24/7 here. We're 365. We're talking Eagles on Fourth and Jawn, and it's nice to have this is like a little taste of something different. You get to look outside the box, see and imagine who could be coming to your team. It's an exciting time. And Howie, in recent years, has it's been kind of hit or miss in the first round. To be honest with you, I think that's what his first round history leads to prove. There's been some really good hits, and there's been some really big swing and misses. But one thing is constant, and that's the trenches. So if you when in doubt, that seems to be the play.
Yeah, when in doubt, sometimes you wear the same hat as your co-host. Shout out to Ivan. We didn't plan this.
Nah, just it happens to be one of the best hats I got in the rotation. So
I almost didn't wear it because I don't never like to wear the same thing someone else has, but I felt like since we planned this out, we didn't plan it out.
I went white and you went black, huh?
That's right, man. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeGene,
That's right.
Shout out to Jordan in the house, Rack Shack in the building. Shout out to Daz. So what's up, fellas? Glad to see you guys on there. There's nothing Eagles on right now. Well, I mean, we will get into some history.
Yeah, pull out your.
We will get to history. But I think today of all days was Fletcher Cox. Having his retirement.
Don't want that to be overshadowed.
His retirement speech, and kind of like it's got to be a weird feeling. Like it's not like we would go back to our job one day. Like I'm tired of doing this shit, guys. I love you. Shout out to the the food service truck outside for making the great sandwich. It's got to be weird. His family's there. He's probably like thinking about his time.
Yeah, but when Eagle, I feel like it's a lot easier to go back and visit your place of work, your ex place of work, when they got pictures of you on the wall and you're very highly regarded and whatnot. You brought some hardware to their place. I think it's all right.
Evan's like, I want to retire my grill. Appreciate everyone who ate my cheesesteaks out here in the lots.
That's gonna be a sad day too.
I got carpal tunnels. Can't do it like I used to. When your body gives up, you gotta figure things out.
Marissa's hoping he retires alive in
the suit. Shirts, blouses. That blouse was. I was like that rivals Blanche Devereaux in the Golden Girls. That fit, but hey, Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox number one in my heart. If you've been following Fourth and Jawn, you know that I wanted Fletcher Cox so bad. It was great to have him, and great to see his career blossom. Great to see him. He said he came to Philadelphia. His mom said, "You're gonna have to learn how to be a man," and that's what he did.
Speaking of men,
yo,
Mr. Tim Kincaid.
This guy,
what's up?
This guy's out here hanging out with Cam Newton this weekend.
Oh,
and Nick Young.
You jump him?
Nah. Cam Newton he's a lot bigger than me. No,
how was that?
It was cool, man. So me and Nick Young, we go back since the early 2000s playing basketball together. And was like, yo, I'm in Phoenix. I said, oh, word? Like, I haven't seen Nick since he actually played for the Sixers. He played for the Sixers, and we talked a little bit here and there. We played for the Lakers. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yo, I'm in town. What's up? So come to Fan Fest. So I met up with him. Yeah, man, it was dope. And he hooked up the family. You know what I'm saying? My daughter was hanging out with Nick, and I think it was DeMarcus Cousins, all those guys. So it was cool, man. It was
very cool.
Talking about cousins, these Eagle players seem like cousins or family to us. Did you see the Fletcher Cox presser today?
Man, I literally was about to shed a tear, bro, because like Fletcher Cox is like my guy, man. He was Philadelphia. You know what I mean? He's like one of those guys that you enjoy watching. 91 in Midnight Green. I love when we I think when we signed, it was at Chris Long, and he did the So he's somebody, he enjoys the community. There was one thing that stuck out to me was because my mother raised me, and my mother always told me. I mean, my mother, I turned 18, and then I went off to play college ball. My mom was like, "Gotta be a man," and so it reached to it touched my heart to see these players, they're humans too. Because when you move to a different city, especially when you're in this bubble, especially from the South, and then you got to go all the way up to the Northeast, that's a different animal. And like he said, Philadelphia, if you got to play, you got to have thick skin to play here in Philly. So I'm gonna miss him, man.
But Tim, so I mean, tonight we're gonna actually talk through the Eagles draft history. People who are listening listening to the show and actually watching the show, come along for a ride with a little Howie draft season, some Howie vision going on here. Dad's already in the comments says this is the hardest draft to predict what Howie's doing. My money is on Fatano, first round. This is the tackle guard versatility out of Washington. Racksack says Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson tag team name Stoutland U. Interesting. That would be a great. I mean, there was a. We'll get. Should we talk? WrestleMania happened. I don't know shit about wrestling or the storylines, but I heard it was amazing. Yeah, Prime was down there. I know you guys were tailgating.
Prime. I ran into Prime. He was all WrestleMania'd up. He was Swagatron down there. I mean,
that's dope. Swagatron, that's dope.
He was looking good. Talked to him briefly, but Primo was missed tonight. So hope he's recovering from going through a table. I think
the storylines are crazy. Everyone was like, this is 10 years in the making. This is crazy. A lot of my college teammates were tweeting out. We have a group chat, and we had a scouting report. This is look, here we go. This is a Western Connecticut State University versus Springfield College. You know who went to Springfield College?
Who that?
Guess.
Undertaker.
So we're looking at this. We're looking at the scouting report. Look who's playing.
John Cena.
Look who's playing center.
Oh,
dang!
John Cena.
I couldn't see who it was.
6 foot.
I only seen his jaw. I seen the jawline.
Is it?
That's it. Yeah.
6 foot 240.
Wow.
Look at John Cena playing center. This was in our scouting report.
Damn.
That's crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
Cheap shot.
What year was that?
Bro, it was 99. Everyone was. I don't even. Ev could have been 5.
First grade, yeah.
It could have been 97.
Could have been 97. Oh, okay, all right.
97 in the Tybo class, but it's. I'm glad Philadelphia got a chance to get WrestleMania out of their system. There's a lot of wrestling history here. Shout out to Blue Meanie.
Yeah.
Yes, we did use fax machines for that. Helene is already fired up about the draft. She says, "Yeah, I heard about that. We moving up to get the OT from Bama. J.C. Latham potential. We're gonna talk about it. Hey, we're gonna talk about it. We got a lot to talk about. Shout out to my brother in the chat.
I'm not even gonna lie, bro. WrestleMania in Philadelphia looked lit. Like I'm super jealous. Like I was like, damn, I should figure a way how to get there.
Shout out to old lady. She said, "Hey, I love the Golden Girls. Anybody who gets a Blanche Devereaux comment, I appreciate you. But let's get into some of this history, right? We're talking about the Eagles draft history, round 1. Let's start with the edges, right? Let's start with these edges. The Eagles have, spent draft capital. They went and got Brandon Graham mid-round first. Look how young Brandon Graham looks here.
Damn. Yeah, dude, it is crazy to see.
Number 54.
I hate to say it, but you know who he kind of. I don't even want to put the stank on him.
Oh, do not do that to me, bro.
You know who I'm thinking, though, right?
Yeah,
you see it a little bit.
Hey, I get Brandon Graham. Well, you Brandon Graham's uncle or his dad or your brother?
Oh, okay.
I get.
That's not what I was saying.
Okay.
I was saying he looks like a little bit like Dakota.
Dakota Dak.
Oh, this Dak?
Do you not see it in his face?
No. Here he goes. Here he goes. All black people look alike.
Yeah. That's racist. That's racist, man. That's racist. So we got Marcus Smith. Marcus Smith. He had a tough time here, and there's if you go back and listen to his story, he talks about having like some thoughts of suicide. Like he went through it mentally, and at the end of the day, that's a tough scene right there. Derek Barnett, his career wasn't exactly what we wanted it to be. Drafted him 2017, but he came up with the fumble scene across the globe.
Yep.
And then coming in last season, one of our 4th and Jawn favorites, Nolan Smith.
I think he's a rising star this year, personally.
Now, Ev, do you want to do the D tackles?
Yes, I would love to. Do you have them in front of your finger, or do you?
Yep, ready to go. We got the D tackles.
Yeah, sticking with the defensive trenches, the man of the day, Mr. Fletcher Cox, back in 2012. He obviously that was definitely a draft pick that worked out, I would say, and to have him for his whole career was a blessing. Jordan Davis, a couple years ago, that was one that we were really all excited on draft day, and I'm not trying to diminish anything right now. I think he plays an integral part in the run game. However, from being a first round selection, being there at 13, you just kind of was hoping for a little bit more as so far into his career. And then Jalen Carter seems to be the real deal, man. Go out and go up to get him. Jalen Carter looks like the future of this defensive line, in my opinion.
No, not one word of Kyle Hamilton.
I didn't bring him up out of hey, I'm still Kyle Hamilton's not my player. You know what I mean? I've accepted that.
Yo,
I remember.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go
ahead. No, I was gonna say Ev, Eric DeCosta, the GM for the Ravens. I thought this would be a great listen for you because the mindset of a real GM. Who's like best friends with Howie, says, he was the first GM he shouted out. There's 5 of them that they hang out together. He said when he saw Kyle Hamilton was on the board, his thought process and why he made the selection, and even having 2 prospects, not prospects, but Chuck Clark and one of their safeties in the building. And he explains why he chose Kyle Hamilton. I was like, Evan would love to hear this. So check it out. I'll send you the link.
I'm gonna definitely have to check that out.
But he's like, yeah, he fell in our lap, and the rest is history. And Evan will always stand on that.
Me and Helene.
And Helena. There's a lot of people. Yeah. Tim,
I was a Hamilton guy. I don't remember that. I was actually back home for that draft. We were in the suites.
Yeah.
And I remember me and Ev were like, please Kyle Hamilton. Please Kyle Hamilton.
We were, as soon as the trade happened, we're like, yo, we're getting Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, that's what basically me and Ev said. Yeah. And we were, and then it was like Jordan Davis. We looked at each other like,
and then Gail's jumping up and down.
Gail's happy.
I'm like, all right.
I like Hamilton too, though. That's the weird thing is like the whole thing is if we're gonna bring another piece of history into the building. From Howie is Eagles have never taken a safety in the first round.
Yeah, and that's a legitimate thing that you have to consider when it's not our draft. This is Howie Roseman's draft. So, and he's put together a championship team. I never put together a championship NFL team. What the hell do I know?
So Tim, run us through these real quick. If you guys are noticing a trend here.
Yeah. 2013 we had Lane Johnson. Franchise right tackle, and then we got 2019 Andre Dillard, first round pick. Didn't work out.
Dude, I think I lost all faith in Andre Dillard, and I don't mean to sound like a boomer, like an old school man. But when I heard that Josh Sweat was putting him in fits and making him cry during training camp, I was like, that's not the strength of a first round tackle.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was, especially, and I have to piggyback off that, was like once you hear, I think who was it? It wasn't. I don't think it was Sweat. It was somebody. It was a Penn Stater. It was somebody from Penn State that was from Philly that punked him and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna get my boys." From North Philly, I'm gonna make you cry in the car. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, I don't remember that. That's wild.
Sharif Miller.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sharif Miller. From Penn State.
From Penn State.
Yeah, he was terrible on socials.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he's definitely a North Philly goon.
Oh, I know we were talking about these two final gentlemen here, shout out to Lane Johnson. Andre Dillard.
Who'd you get the autograph of?
Oh no!
I want to show you.
Oh no!
Like, this helmet is signed by a lot of goats right here. So we have Jalen Hurts right here, right?
Yeah. Hey.
We got Landon Dickerson here.
Oh, I got you.
A young goat, right? We have Devonte Smith here,
goat,
right? And we got a Jason Kelsey here, right?
Wow, oh, that's the goat right there.
Who is this? Oh, this is Dallas Goedert.
Love that.
When did you get this? This was recently, right?
Jalen Hurts right here. Jalen Hurts, and then the big Andre.
Let me just take up all the real estate, Dillard.
I mean, obviously, I appreciate the, but so shout out to Bud Light. They actually hooked me up with the helmet.
This is
they hooked me up with the helmet. I was like, oh, cool. Andre, this was when he first was drafted.
What's up?
I was like, all right, that's like going to be a future left tackle. But in hindsight, looking at the helmet now, you're like,
by the way he signed that, I think he thought he was going to be our future left tackle.
Yo, he signed that like a king size Snickers.
So if you were me and seeing you had that helmet, would you wipe out that centerpiece?
Hell
I like
yeah.
this. I like it because there's a lot of goats on there. There is a lot of
goats on there. So you can't dispose of the helmet, but maybe you make it a reverse mohawk. I don't know.
I was like, man, listen.
Yeah. Not everybody can go. That's one of them quotes. Not everybody can go.
see that getting passed around, it gets passed to Dillard, and you're saying, hey, I want that back.
Yeah, like, whoa, hey, you.
Not you. I didn't say you.
Yeah, I ended up getting a signed helmet from Pumphrey. And I was like,
well, that was your man's.
He was only my man since he was black and Filipino. I was like, bro, you repping us. I was like, yo, come on.
Yo, I remember that pick. I was so.
Do you hate him because you think Howie won't go after Filipino guys now?
Black and Philly, racist, man. Racist. Lance said get some nail polish and remove it. Yes, for any people listening, we broke out a helmet that had autographs on it. If you didn't see it, you'd have to see it live. But moving right along, we have the next draft selection who blew everybody's mind. Ooh, interior offensive line. Danny Watkins, 2011.
We
guard.
Didn't start the fire.
Fireman. Everyone loves the fireman out there who really, put on for the community, but not this fireman. Not your guard.
No.
And he was old. He was 27 in the Tybo class?
He was 27, but he had an amazing pro day. And he just put up numbers like nobody's seen. And then, he fooled Howie. Oh man, he bamboozled us. I was a bamboozle. That was like you going to the liquor store. You're a young kid, and you like, man, I'm gonna get some Mad Dog 2020, and you drinking. You like, oh, this is nice. And the next day you wake up, you feel like your world is just like Freaky Friday. Your body is at an experience. It's like one of those.
That was a weird time when I remember being in a training camp at Lehigh, and everyone's like, oh, that's our new pick. Yeah, that's it. That's the guy. It's Fireman. Everyone's doing like everybody was running with that, and the fact that it just never made sense or panned out correctly. Definitely a rough scene. Now, moving right along, I'll let you take this one, Ev.
Lay it on me. Oh, geez, Louise. Listen, there's going to be a 30 for 30 about this guy one day. The Eagles have taken, in Howie Roseman's tenure, one quarterback in the first round. Carson Wentz in 2016. And what a story that was. I mean, when we drafted him, I remember that entire draft season, that draft cycle. It was between him and Goff for who was going to go 1-2. And we were all in on Wentz. Everybody was all in on Wentz in Philadelphia. Everybody wanted Wentz. We got him. He was the prize pick. We thought he was going to be our future. And then he just showed a lack of mental toughness. After Jalen got hurt, after Jalen got drafted, after the injuries he suffered, after watching his backup quarterback win a Super Bowl and hoist that trophy while he sits there in the background, he wasn't able to handle it. And it has been a complete spiral ever since. I had that man I hated that man so much I had him in my bio at one point. And how much I hate him.
Damn. Hey, I might have something for you. I might have something for you.
Never as bad as Ben Simmons though.
You see, he didn't make it out. You see, he didn't make it out of the box. He's on the. Tough scene, dude.
That's one you let the kids play with, because if they break it. Yeah.
And then I got different versions of it too at the same time. But I actually registered the wentzwagon.com. This is before he got drafted. I was like, all right, the Eagles are going to draft this guy. Wentzwagon could be a thing. Let me register wentzwagon.com, and then maybe someone might want to buy it. Yeah. We ended up drafting him. I thought it was going to be amazing experience. I remember the play with he kind of directed Sproles to go downfield. Mm-hmm. He connects with Sproles. Stadium ignites. there's a picture of him doing this in front. It was like it was an outer body.
That was versus the Steelers, I believe. That's
Steelers game. Yeah.
Yep.
He was hitting on a high clip. Like that season was, you're just like, all right, this guy has some juice.
When he escaped out of the Washington that pile, that was insane.
Ill. Yeah. I remember his first game. He came out like gangbusters.
Well, what about Cleveland Browns? Yeah. What about the Chicago game? Back turned, wheeled out.
I was at that game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like Houdini. I mean, it's woulda, coulda, shoulda. Self-awareness was at a low level. He had a moxie of he had a lot of moxie coming in.
Definitely good. And now, where is he even signed now? Is he with LA?
Kansas City.
Kansas City. And he got you see them Dillard. He got like $2 million.
I think it's weird how you never know where in your career you're going to end up or what you're. This is the same. This goes back to Nick Foles. Like Nick Foles was like kind of like a cast off. So the fact that we didn't know exactly what he was going to be until
Nick Foles had the ice in his veins factor though. Carson Wentz felt like he had a tremendous talent, and then once he felt the littlest bit of adversity, he couldn't handle it.
MVP type season.
Yeah,
just is what it is. Like I won't discredit what he did here in his time, but it was just weird. It was a weird scene, dude.
Weren't we all at that game where he got injured? Where he tore his ACL?
Yes, they were. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's where I coined Foles to the bowl.
Yeah. That was sad, yo.
I still believe. Shout out to the people in the comments.
For sure.
We're gonna get to some of these draft prospects to make it make sense. 843 says Carson Wentz following Nick Foles' trail.
Facts.
Daz says the Rams ruined him. Do we agree?
The Rams ruined who?
That was the beginning of the end.
Nick or
no?
Carson
Wentz.
Carson Wentz. Yeah.
I remember just like him getting sandwiched, and then I remember being in the stands, and I almost got attacked at that game. By the way, shout out to that Rams fan who wanted to swing. But I remember Jimmy Kempski.
A little bit of. Okay.
I remember Jimmy Kempski tweeted it out, and I was reading it while at the game. But go ahead.
Wow. But I was going to say a little bit of. We're talking about Eagles history this year. A little bit of 4th and Jawn history. The Carson Wentz year is the year that this podcast started.
2016. Wowzers!
Just throwing that out there. That's where the 4th of Jawn era started.
Old. Very true. Shout out to PZ in the building. Obviously, PZ, if you're late in the chat, we're gonna go through this Eagles history. We're gonna try to make sense of. We're trying to set you up. We're trying to set you up and get you thinking. I'll let Tim walk you through the last slide. Let's see.
Oh man, why are you giving me the dog water, man?
Hey man.
So we got in 2020 wide receiver straight out of TCU, Jalen Reagor, aka I can't catch nothing. And then we got the savior, the guy, aka KD in football, Devonte Smith, aka the Slim Reefer in 2021.
Ooh,
great pick, by the way.
We're missing one here.
Thank you, Cowboys. Yeah, we are missing one.
Nelly.
Yeah, Miss Nelson Aguilar.
But yes, that
so
was that Chip Kelly?
Who?
Yeah, that was a Chip Kelly draft. There you go.
That was Chip Kelly.
So Howie didn't pick that one.
No. You're missing. You're also missing another one. You're missing Matthews.
But he was in the first round.
He was like
second round. This guy.
Oh, he was a flat.
Math ain't mathing.
Whoa. First of all, hold on. We're not. Aguilar might not have panned out, but that's Super Bowl champion Nelson Aguilar.
He balled out. 2017, he balled out.
Go back to that Super Bowl game. He had 10 catches, 9 catches. He had some sick ass catches that last drive.
Nelson Aguilar is always good in my book.
Yeah. Insane run. Always be good in my book as well. So if you think about it, look, let's do the math. If the math is mathing, edge, we got Brandon Graham, 1. Marcus Smith, Derek Barnett, Nolan Smith. That's 4. The trench. 4 for the trench.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive tackle, nose tackle, whatever you want. Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter. That's 3. If the math is mathing, that is 7. If you want to go,
I got the calculator.
And you know I have math anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So
sorry, I'm dribbling in the mic.
We got Lane Johnson, Andre Dillard. If the math is mathing, that is now 9. Am I correct?
Correct.
Now, if we move right along, interior offensive line, Danny Watkins, a.k.a. the Fireman. What is that? If the math is mathing.
That's 10.
10. And then we followed up with Carson Wentz.
11. Ironically.
Jalen Reagor, Devonte Smith. And it is a lot of trenches.
It is a lot of trenches, but that's what wins games. And you have to figure that first of all, you miss on Danny Watkins early in Howie Roseman's tenure. And then you end up bringing in Jeff Stoutland, who ends up being one of the greatest Eagles coaches, position coaches in Eagles history. So you kind of take more of a backseat, let Jeff Stoutland scout and pick his guys. And you see how that's turned out with years to come. I mean, talk about Lane Johnson and Jason Kelce. Jason Kelce was obviously, later. But even guys like Jordan Mailata, man, like Jeff Stoutland going out there and taking a chance on a rugby player that's never played football before. And now he just signed his second extension. So it's the Jeff Stoutland University formula is a good one to follow.
For sure.
Helena says, how are we going trenches? No doubt in my mind. We are gonna get there for you, Helena. We're gonna get there. Racksack says, I need to start some exorcism to rid me of these horrible draft picks. Hey man, I was up till 3:00 this morning doing the graphics. I couldn't stop because I was like,
appreciate it.
History. I was like, I love history, but then you're like, God, this brings me back.
But let's break down those picks even further. So, I mean, we talked about how 10 of the 13 are linemen, whether offensive or defensive. But if you look at the skill positions, if you look at the guys that weren't in the trenches, where were they taken? Wentz was taken 2. Schmitty was taken 10.
Nah, 10. Was he 10?
Yeah, he was 10. He got because we jumped ahead of from the Giants.
And then Reagor is an outlier in what I'm trying to say, and he was like 22, 21, 22.
Short Reagor was 22.
God damn, I didn't like that.
But I'm saying that I feel like whenever we have a higher pick, a top 10 pick, I feel like we have more of an opportunity to go after that skill position. Where I feel like Howie tends to, in a mid to deep first round, I think that Howie tends to lean lineman.
I feel like sometimes when he's in a dire need and he needs that skill position, he'll go and do it. You know what I mean? He'll and when he trades up for it, I think when he trades up, it's always a good pick for some reason, right? I mean, trade back, that's when it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shout out to Sergeant Walker. He says, serious question, fellas. I know it's draft, but does JM3 does he trade for JM3? Who's JM3?
I don't know who that is either.
Who are you talking about, Marcus?
Interesting. Moving right along. Marcus, when you know that, let us know. But also, for draft history's sake, Eagles haven't drafted an off-ball linebacker in the first round since Jerry Robinson in 1979. So you Edgerrin Cooper truthers, give it a break. I'll see you in a second. Maybe
that was you 3 weeks ago, but I'll see you in a second.
That was definitely Gail.
Definitely not. I don't need no linebacker. I don't need no linebacker in the first round. So
imagine if they did that. Gail would jump up like he was Jordan. He hit the clutch shot over in Cleveland in 1989.
I don't think I'm trying to think of what linebacker I would have been geeked out again. It's been a minute.
You don't think you'd be geeked out over Edgerrin Cooper
in the first?
No, just any. I'm sorry, I'm not just saying any name.
I would love Edgerrin Cooper in the second.
for sure.
But I feel like where we're drafting, I don't think we're gonna. He's gonna go before that. I think.
Gone. Yeah.
So if you guys want to make it make sense, how about we start with a tight end? Let's start eliminating some of these prospects. Now, let's be real here. The tight end group, it's led by Dallas Goedert. First of all, Hassan Reddick haters out there, 29 years old. Dallas Goedert is 29 years old. I almost forgot Dallas Goedert was 29 years old.
Don't you think that
he was 29?
Don't you think age is a little bit different for edge rusher versus tight end?
My mind is blown right now because if he's 29 years old, how the hell is Jordan Mailata 27?
Because he's younger than him.
Why do I think they came in the same time?
If we have to phone Heather G, the 5th grade math teacher.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some help with that.
He was actually born 2 years later.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like in the league. I thought he was older than that. I thought Jordan.
I got you.
This is for me. It's a shocker. It's a shocker about Dallas Goedert being his age. So if we look at the group, we got Albert O, Dallas Goedert. Look at that cap hit. Look at that cap hit, by the way. And Evan's brother, Grant.
Yeah, that's racist.
That is borderline. But look at the tight ends here. Nothing like look at the numbers in the tight ends, and then can we eliminate this? There's been a lot of Brock Bowers falling to number 22. He's been overhyped.
There was a lot of.
I'm not gonna say he's overhyped. I'm just saying he's been his draft stock has been way hyped. So I don't believe he's going to be there at 22. But what say you? How do you feel about Brock?
As a first round selection, I think that there is a sub 2% chance that the Eagles would go tight end. If I'm being honest with you, I just don't see it happening.
Would that be egregious having Dallas Goedert and a Brock Bowers in this Eagles offense?
I think it would, simply based on the end. Granted, I haven't seen Kellen Moore's offense yet, but I think that we have severely underutilized Dallas Goedert in his career so far. I think that he is a very talented tight end. I think he's capable of putting up way bigger numbers than he puts up. And so the fact that we would bring in another top flight tight end when we already have a guy that we're just not using doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, I guess it would just depend on what's available, right? Because where you're going to go. You're going to go what's the best available. But tight end, I just don't see it. Especially, with Kellen Moore's offense. He doesn't even run a lot of 11 personnel. So,
yeah,
I don't see it.
Now, William says Dallas is 29 with 39-year-old hairline.
Hey, I still got my hairline. I'm 39.
There you go. Daz gives us another option. A guy who had a combine visit with a formal visit with the Eagles. A second rounder. He's got some size and juice. Didn't run the fastest, but he's definitely a guy that can get you some yak. Jatavion Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
So all right, we're just gonna. This is all a mental exercise, so. Brock Bowers, we can count this out.
We can count it out
because I don't think he's following.
And even if he does, I just don't think that's the direction that they lean.
Right. Okay. Good. We've done our job here, right? We've done our job here. Now, if we're going to the next position, look at our defensive tackle, nose tackle, Jordan Davis, 24 years old. We got Milton Williams. We love the idea of Milton Williams. This is his time to shine. We have Jalen Carter, who's a breakout, 23 years old. He did everything that we wanted to, except for him and Jordan Davis the dogs kind of fizzled out at the end of the season. We have two prospects in Byron Murphy and Jerzon Newton, aka Johnny Newton. Johnny Newton plays with his hair on fire. Byron Murphy twitched up. These two, This is all an exercise for the brain.
Yeah.
Look at these two prospects in front of you, and if you think Milton Williams, you feel a certain way that Milton Williams is not the next coming of Fletcher Cox, or he can't get there, and if you don't believe that, then if you think of Byron Murphy or Jarzon Newton, again, if they both play with their hair on fire, you have two defensive tackles that can play with their hair on fire. We're talking about one-on-one matchups. Imagine that kind of.
And we're talking about Howie Roseman. Keep in mind what we've been talking about this entire time. 10 out of 13 of the first-round selections in Howie Roseman's tenure have been linemen, whether offensive or defensive. And I think that he likes big bodies. He likes talented, fast-moving big bodies. So either one of those guys, it's one of those picks that wouldn't surprise me. I'd be happy to have them. I would say that is more of where I had tight end at less than 2%. I think that a defensive tackle is more sitting around 33 to 50% of a possibility.
I agree with you. I mean, you if Murphy's there, bro, I'm pounding the table. I'm running to the podium. Hey, give it right to him. Yeah. So I just those two will be there at 22. I believe, and if they are there, you just go ahead and just
run that ticket up.
Just run it, right? Run the ticket.
Now, just real quick, some of the prospects that came in for 30 visits, Eagles are known to pick guys that they go have 30 visits on.
For sure.
Right now, they have Tyler Guyton, Travis Glover. We have Brandon Coleman from TCU. We have Cooper Beebe, our favorite third to fourth round. Yeah. They'll probably go earlier than that. But Christian Mahogany from Boston College. Zach Zinter, who we talked about. He's added in him some mocks.
Double Z.
And then we have three prospects, Leatu Latu, edge prospects, Leatu Latu, Marshawn Nealon, Chop Robinson, everyone's new favorite. Linebacker Edrin Cooper, Texas A&M. Jalen Ford, also been in some of our mocks. Trevin Wallace, Kentucky, and cornerback Cooper DeJean, Andrew Phillips, and Camarion Richardson from Mississippi State. So that's three corners. If the math is mathing, that's three linebackers.
Yep.
Three edge, a couple. Okay, I just wanted to get that out of your get that out of the way. Now,
I like how you showing off your jacket. The jacket is just fire.
Right. Yeah, I gotta wear it sometime. You guys want to go? You guys want to go wide receiver, interior offensive line? Which way you want to go?
Let's save let's save the gravy for later. Let's have some offensive line talk.
Oh, you want to go offensive line here? This guy.
Oh yeah, meat potatoes, baby.
Let's go interior offensive line. Okay. You got Landon Dickerson, 25 years old, in a Tybo class. Just got paid, so the big Bappa is here to stay for a while now. Cam Jerkins, newly anointed center by Eagles fan base, not our head coach yet. Right guard's Tyler Steen, 23 years old, penciled in with very light pencil. we don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on this interior offensive line right now?
As it stands right now, I think it's going to be this is kind of where we're starting to get above a coin flip, in my opinion. I was talking about percentages of what I think position wise is possibility. Now we're talking, we're on the better side of a coin flip. Especially our man JPJ. I know Mark really likes him out of Oregon. I really think that the 4 out of 5 of the offensive line position is set. Obviously, the real wonder is that guard position. It would be kind of be a curveball if maybe they took another center and then slid Cam Jurgens out to guard for another year. But honestly, I think Cam Jurgens is better suited in that center position. Tyler Steen, I think he's definitely going to be seeing some training camp competition. And I think that it could even be from a guy that, is taking rounds before him.
Now we also have Matt Hennessy, the former thespian who went to school with Evan, attended acting classes with.
Yeah.
Had a monologue together. Am I right?
Yep.
These are the days.
Light on his feet. Light on his feet.
He's in here for competition. That's a veteran guy who could also play multiple positions.
Yep.
But aren't you concerned a little bit about his injury history? And I mean, he has started. I think he started about 22 to 23 games.
He got hurt last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like throughout his career, though, he started like 22 to 23 games. But injuries, man, it's kind of worrisome.
If he thinks that Temple Tough is not a thing.
yo.
Listen, as much as I want to condemn him and tell him that Temple Tough really is a thing. I mean, our man Sean Bradley is also struggling right now. So wish him back to health as well.
Hey, Temple Tough, hurt. Please don't come at me. I didn't say that.
Hey, dude, they're North Philly strong, bro. You don't want to
facts. I was supposed to come at me.
So if we look across the line here, we have we got numbers. So Tyler Steen making his little change. It doesn't lock you in, my thing. But like we have Fred Johnson. You got your swing.
That's right.
Let's see. We got Matt Hennessy, Lasitis Smith. I don't even know who you are, bro. And I follow the Eagles. Jason Poe, Brett Toth. That's your interior. That to me, that thing is speaking interior offensive line.
Yes.
Competition, Hennessy. We just talked about Hennessy competition, whatever.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. There's Tyler Steen, Brett Toth, Matt Hennessy.
You imagine if Matt Hennessy was able to work his way into the starting lineup? I mean, the Hennessy shirts would be kind of fire, man.
Oh,
Hennessy,
fantastic.
Philly Hennessy. Oh man, that'd be fire.
Fantastic.
Philly Blunt say?
I know John Jones had asked what school does Byron Murphy attend? Texas. He's the one defensive lineman from Texas who's doing things right. His counterpart got arrested for a DUI. Like, come on, guys. Like, this is first of all, you shouldn't be driving.
You got Uber as an availability.
Bro, come on.
This is the most boneheaded thing you could do during your draft process.
Bro. And you know what's crazy? My boy's his agent, and my boy was going through this like yesterday.
Oh, this is true.
Cleaning up. I was like, I am so sorry, bro. He's like, you don't even know the half of it.
Helena says, I think we have to move up for DeJean, and we know Howie won't draft that in the first round. We're not drafting wide receiver. Ain't no way. We're gonna get through it. So I think
what's your if Eagles draft DeJean, what's your excitement level 1 to 10?
I'm more like they see him as an athlete.
They didn't move
because that would be like, is he actually a safety or is he a corner? Do they see him? He plays zone. I like the way that he handles himself in zone. He had played a lot of cover 3, and he had some nice breaks and picked off a lot of passes. Brought three to the house, 7 interceptions, 3 to the house. Yeah. But overall, I mean, just looking at going back to the interior offensive line, JPJ, he can play a couple positions. Graham Barton can also play a couple positions. Zack Frasier could be your second round.
Wow, take a shot.
Maybe if he moves up in the second round, somewhere in the second round, Zack Frasier probably will go off the board. But I think that's why we've been kind of the Graham Barton thing. That would be like if we picked him up, we've been saying JPJ, but I wouldn't be surprised if Graham Barton snuck his way. That wouldn't be sexy at all.
No. You wouldn't be about it.
Duke Lyman?
No.
Not doing it for you?
No, I'm just saying it wouldn't be
I don't
sexy.
like Dookies, first of all. I don't like Dookies.
Wouldn't be sexy. So moving right along to let's go. What position do you want next?
Wide out.
Oh.
Wide out.
Now we all know what our wide receiver group looks like right now. Penciled in here. AJ Brown, 26. That contract is kind of crazy. It's gonna get crazy soon. Devonte Smith, his contract is going to get crazy. Britton Covey, love his grandfather's book. Love what he's done on punt return for us. I think his wisdom alone in the locker room is amazing. Devontae Parker, 31 years old in Tybo class. And then Paris Campbell, yak specialist. He's a yak guy.
He's a yak guy.
So just talking like you amongst you guys, what do you guys think of our wide receiver group? Just off the rip, what does it look like it's lacking? Not even talking about the guys that are coming in that we might draft, but what does that wide receiver 1 through 5 do for you?
It's the exact same thing that I was looking at last year, just with different faces. It's elite 1 and 2, and then a severe drop off after that. Yeah. To be honest with you, like the wide receiver 3, we might not even know his name yet. He might be a guy that we end up drafting. Might be one of the guys you just had on the screen. I just don't. I think that we have we should be grateful that we have 2 elite top 15 wideouts on our team. But that is definitely something that kind of hinders us in the fact that we're so shallow in that position. If one of them were to get injured, or if they're able to, if they go up against a good secondary that's able to take them both out, we have to get it done on the run. But we got Saquon.
Yeah, Saquon does play. He does play a lot of part of the passing game. We'll see if we can use him correctly. But I definitely want to say this though: Parker and Paris do not move the needle for me. They're both injury-prone wide receivers. Parker is an outside. Campbell is an inside, outside, but he can do some damage. But I mean, he got benched by the Giants. Like, what is that telling you? You know what I mean? Like. They're terrible.
Their wideouts stink. Who's their top wideout? Darius Slayton? Like, what?
Like hey, Galloway, bro. They like, hey, we like, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, I think it's gonna end up being a rookie there. Maybe if Campbell can stay healthy and he can make this and show some flashes in camp, he'll be on the squad. I like his Xavier Worthy. I like McConkey. But I will say, oh my bad. I can jump ahead.
Scott,
my bad.
Go ahead.
Well, no, before we talk about prospects, my fault. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I mean, just talking about that group. I mean, what are you off the rip? What is missing? Like, what for me? Do you need a yak guy? Do you need a jump ball specialist? What do you need in that wide receiver 3?
I would like a utility tool. I think that's
Malachi
kind of
Corley, maybe.
Yeah, like I want someone that can do end arounds, that can do creative type of screenplays. That's what I'm looking for out of my wide receiver. I want to see a wide receiver. Because if I'm looking at AJ Brown's a guy that can go up and get it, just be absolutely dominant. You got Schmitty, who's just a route god, and then I think if you work in somebody that is able to, be more creative, be more of a jack of all trades, that's kind of what you're looking for.
That's why I've been trying to sprinkle in the Ricky Pearsall talk in a second. Yeah. Because if you go back and see a lot of his tape, he's took a lot of those reverses to the house. He's got the yak ability, and he's a route technician. And I think our receiver 3 can be a route technician. It doesn't have to be like you don't got to be like Quez Watkins, who's not consistent at the catch point, or his route tree is like limited. We can get a guy who could just run routes. I just had
the worst fucking deja vu talking about this exact conversation. I started thinking about Jalen Reagor and how we're like, well, it's a guy that can do end arounds, can be creative, stuff like that. And then there's Justin Jefferson on the floor.
Well, what's crazy is like what they've seen in Justin Jefferson. Like, oh yeah, we see him as a slot wide receiver. Like, what, bro? No.
I was told by a lot of the analysts that Jefferson could not play outside.
Oh my goodness! I was just like, "What are we doing?"
Now if you go back,
our fault, go ahead. And what we're looking for, you know what Howie's always looking for, though. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I think this is the Deshaun Jackson 2.0. He's always looking for speed. Speed kills, but sometimes that speed ain't even on the field. Sometimes because that speed is got a mechanical problems, a hammy or something like that. So I'm with Gail. I'm with somebody that needs to understand the quarterback, help bail the quarterback out. help me help you type of wide receiver.
Dude, that speed draft actually took some years off my life. The Davion Taylor draft. Like that draft, he went after all of the fastest guys at every position. It's not just speed. It's not just speed.
John Hightower, Mac Hollins.
That was the Quest draft too.
Yeah, bro. Like that was tough. I mean, the only wide receiver we had, and I embarrass myself right now. I have a Travis Fulgham jersey. I mean, he fooled the hell out of me. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was gonna be that guy. I don't even want to talk about it. I get nightmares when I see them.
Sometimes when you have situations like that, you have to take a vacation and get away from it. Move away from it. You got to move away from it. So if you're trying to move away and have a vacation, shout out to Philly Sports Trips. They're going on a vacation August 30th, September 8th. I said vacation and an Eagles game. Shout out to everyone who's going to be on that trip. We're taking a charter plane from Philadelphia straight to Rio and then to Sao Paulo. So it's Rio to Sao Paulo back home. You ain't got to go on 2 flights, 1 flight only, and enjoy the first one in the season. Sip it on some whatever Brazilians drink down there.
Margaritas.
I'll have it.
Amazon River water, I think.
And then I'll come back and Evan will check my medicals.
Yes, sir. You're going to need a check.
So make sure you go check out phillysportstrips.com to book a trip and get on their radar before the trips book up.
Dad's talking about Mac Hollins. I can't believe he made it. I can't believe he revived his career, honestly. Bro, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm upset that Mac Hollins left. I think he's a pretty average wide receiver, but the fact that he was able to turn his career around, more power to him.
He's collecting checks and jerseys, by the way. He has played for all 30 teams.
Yeah.
1-year deal.
He's dedicated, though, man. He's grinding, bro. Yeah.
He just signed with the Bills.
Guy's been all around.
He's going to be the savior after Stefon Diggs. He's going to fill Stefon Diggs.
Now, going back to these wide receivers. So, Brian Thomas, this is Hollis Thomas' favorite. Brian Thomas is going in the first round. A.D. Mitchell, anywhere from the back end to the middle of the second. Xavier Worthy, we're talking about Deshaun Jackson clone. Probably looks like Michael Jackson on top of a car with his shirt off in the wind. Xavier Worthy also runs fast as the wind. Keon Coleman ran the gauntlet, the fastest time in the gauntlet, catching the ball. Ran one of the slower 40 times at a 4.6. Plays like a basketball player. Could have played basketball in college. Chose to play football. Lab McConkey, we talk about route guy juniors from Georgia. Him and Pearsall and Roman Wilson in the second round. Troy Franklin, the burner from Oregon. Ask Mark Bird, he'll tell you. He knows everything about Oregon.
Right there. Franklin.
So out of those prospects right there, I think we're all right. We're doing an assignment here. Does any of those wide receivers, do the Eagles pull the trigger on a wide receiver the first round?
I'm thinking no, personally. I think that it's something that you can kind of keep your eye on, learn your wide out prospects, but ultimately, I just don't see the Eagles going that direction in the first round. I think that there's bigger problems to solve. And as everybody's saying in the comment section too, this is a deep draft for wide receivers. You can get a lot of good wide receivers day 2 and day 3. So
if they don't get, shout out to the British Eagles and Irish podcast out. They had me look at their mocks, and man, it was so. I figured out and being on their podcast, kind of like you can't wait until like day 3 to get that player. Yeah. You gotta go get in this draft with all these players. We got Rackcheck talking about Helena said Caprina. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Caprina, the drinks in Brazil. Caprina. Rackcheck was talking about Xavier Legette, built like DK Metcalf. 1 year of production, ball the hell out. His Senior Bowl was like on and off, but he could be, bro. Like, imagine him as a wide receiver 3.
Would be nice.
So in our mindset, none of these guys in the first round. Eagles not going wide receiver in the first round. Can we?
I don't see it.
We can all agree.
Although, aside from the trenches, that is where Howie Roseman leans the most. But can we just let's be realistic about that as well? Do you think that Devonte Smith was simply a makeup pick for Jalen Reagor?
Oh, I think.
I mean, like we either have. I don't think that you have the Devonte Smith pick without Reagor completely busting and falling on his face.
It's crazy because I had predicted the Jalen Reagor being on the board in Jefferson. I was like, it's going to come down to Jefferson or Reagor. I was like, yeah, you can go. You know, I was higher on Jefferson, but Reagor. My God,
knows how to tweet.
My God, Reagor. Then I started. Reagor changed my whole process of like scouting prospects.
Yeah,
from a mental standpoint. Like I was always wondering
what was changed.
It was because he was supposed to go to Oklahoma, and then he talked about staying home to be around family. But I was always like,
why not seek better competition?
People want to compete, man. Like I started to look at how some of these Devonte Smith in a pickup truck riding around to all these camps, sleeping in a truck to compete and going to Alabama, knowing that he wouldn't start, but he wanted to compete with the best. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. But with with no Reagor, we would not have Devonte.
It's true.
So
just like without Chip Kelly, we don't have Doug Peters.
It's true.
We don't have a Super Bowl. We don't have a Super Bowl.
There's levels to this, and then we lost LaShawn McCoy and Deshaun Jackson. A lot of speaking of, there's a lot of worthy love in the chat. 421 is 421.
Jay don't like him.
Straight ahead. Okay.
Jay. Now, look. There's 421 is 421. I'm just saying, our offense. If you add that kind of juice in our offense, it opens the field up. You have to agree, no?
Yeah.
Faster than Quez. I remember Eagle fans. I remember fighting for Deshaun Jackson in online forums.
But all right. So what happens though when we're bleeding like a sieve in the middle of our line because our right guard is not filled? And it doesn't matter how fast he is. If you can't get the ball to him because we got a giant gaping hole in our line, it's not going to matter.
Mark said, can JPJ play wide receiver? Because that's the pick. Out of Oregon. Anything Oregon you go to Mark.
Thanks.
Okay, now Rack Check says Roman Wilson, 3rd round or later. I think it's probably going to go back end second. Keon Coleman, Leggett, Pearsall, Luke McCaffrey. Faster than his brother, and McCaffrey really did surprise us at the Senior Bowl. It's that's the good thing about the Senior Bowl. You go down there, you learn about the prospects that you're not on the radar about. Get him later.
Another one you didn't even mention was Brandon Rice.
Brandon Rice. Maybe it's because he stood us up for an interview.
Yeah, he did. He did that. That was some janky. You know what?
Yeah.
He did.
There was us and Jim Nagy, who runs the whole Senior Bowl, in one corner. So it was like he talked to Jim Nagy. There was no other ways to go. So he went behind the curtain to run away from us.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll never forget that. Broke our hearts.
Brendan.
But then his father, the GOAT, takes time to send a message to Tim's wife on the phone.
Wow. Very cool.
Father, Hall of Fame. Still took time.
Super cool, man. I just didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. We're on the field. I'm talking to Jerry Rice, and I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get his son. Bounced on me. It was twice that he bounced on me. Or us. Bounced on us. Did not want to talk to us at all.
Hey, man, it's all good. We're still rooting you on. At least your father will be in a bind when he's rooting for the Eagles if he gets a. He has a visit with the Eagles. Yeah. Brendan Rice. Mm-hmm. Top. It's a 30 visit, not top
30 visit. Yeah.
Andrew said Leggett had a bad Senior Bowl. He couldn't get separation from corners pressing. I saw it. I was a little confused the first day of practice. PC agrees. So, I mean, we going through it, man. I think no wide receivers in the first.
I think Jay's right though. Just looking at how deep this wide receiver draft is, I think there will be a run on them as soon as they start going. So if you see one start to go, Howie probably pick up the phone if you really want somebody.
I think why don't we go to offensive tackle?
All right.
Or do you want to go cornerbacks? Or do you want to go offensive tackle?
Let's go
offensive tackle.
Offensive tackle. Okay, offensive tackle. Looking at our left tackle, Jordan Mailata, 27 years old, just got paid. Lane Johnson.
Mugs up there, boy.
Whoa, this guy. Lane Johnson just got.
That was Tim, by the way. Tim,
our right tackle, who's been here forever. He's been everything we expected him and hoped to be. He's 33 years old. Right below him is his mentee, Tyler Guyton, who showed athletic ability. At the Senior Bowl, we got to speak to him. He said that Lane Johnson is like his big brother. Amarius Mims, the hulking tackle from Georgia, limited experience, ended up getting injured. Does he have the ability to move inside? Because this is what we're thinking here, right? This is what we're thinking. Right guard, flexibility to play on the outside. Because the Eagles say that they're forward thinking while winning at the same time. J.C. Latham, could he play right guard? He's a big dude. I think he's got a mean streak in him. Fuaga at Oregon State. He's Sumalo is he knows Sumalo. Now Troy Tanu from Washington, he would be an interesting selection if they moved up and got him. You set it and forget it. Right guard, could potentially play right tackle, has the long arms to do it. I think he's 6'3". He's not as big as Lane, but he's got the long arms to do it. I think Bob is probably in the chat right now talking about someone who he wants to pick.
What, Fongu?
Is it Fuaga?
Probably.
Fuaga?
He's been talking about him for weeks.
Yeah.
I
like him too. I think he's a stud, man.
Boy can move, man.
A lot of these guys, I really don't think that there is many bad choices. I like definitely Fuaga, Latham, Fuaga.
I didn't have to look. Look. Bob was already in the comments. I knew it. Dad says Mims is a monster.
Yeah, but the three in the middle. I mean, all about it, man.
See, this is a safe pick, though. If you think about it, this is a safe pick. If all the prospects that you want, and the best available is all gone, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have tackles right here. All right, cool. Safe bet right here.
Yep.
Candy said, if I had my choice, Latham is the pick. Let's see. I think it's one of those things. It's not sexy, but it feels right. When you got protection, it feels right. And my thing is,
protection is sexy.
Protection is sexy. Now, if you, it's not sexy, but it's protection. We're talking
We gotta make that a T-shirt.
Because we're talking about Jalen Hurts, interior protection.
Protection is sexy.
Protection is sexy.
That's a shirt right there, B.
It's not. I can't gamble the season, but my thing is if Coach Stoutland is like, yo, I believe in Steam, I back off. Yeah. I'm cool, but we're not privy to those conversations. Like, is Howie and looking at Stoutland, we're good at right guard.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see how Steen pans out, really, because when he went into training camp last year, Stoutland obviously, and he's his coach. He's going to speak highly of him, but he seemed very excited to have him. So if he's able to turn Steen as well into a if he's able to turn Steen into a starting player and a legitimate starting player, then Stoutland's legacy just gets that much better.
It's funny that maybe we as Eagle fans have been so brainwashed to think protection is sexy. But again, like, look at the players that we kind of missed on. The Fireman in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've been pretty good with 7th round rugby players and undersized centers that look like cavemen in the 5th round. And then Lander Dickerson, who was pieced together by surgeons.
That's a Mr. Medical's extravaganza right
all
there.
about that injuries. Yeah,
we were like
Jalen Mills in the 6th.
We're like Lander Dickerson had like 7 ACL tests. We're good. Let's pick him up. He's been just made 86. How much mil?
A lot of millions.
A lot of
money.
A lot of ends.
Okay, I go into the offensive line here.
We already did that.
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because Helena was talking about how much she likes Lecitus Smith's name.
I'm a little slow right now. Sorry.
It's all right. You're missing the corners, I believe. Okay.
All right. You want to look at the cornerback group before we hit it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Secondary cornerbacks.
Hey, nice to have you back.
Darius Slay, Isaiah Rodgers, Josh Jobe. Isaiah Rodgers is not sus. He's suspended.
Oh, what he did to get suspended was a little sus.
Yeah. James Bradbury, 30 years old. Kaylee Rango, he's a little stiff, but he showed out.
Awesome.
So I mean, the potential out, like, you look at how he sets up his deals. Usually he's out on some of these at a certain part of their contract. So Slay is potentially out after next season. Bradbury could be potentially out to June 1st.
Yeah.
Keely Ringo, 21 years old.
Yes, sir.
Still room to grow. Eli Ricks, 22 years old. Josh Jobe, 26 years old.
Ringo's still younger than some of these prospects, man.
Very true. Very true. Isaiah Rodgers, 26 years old. He can play inside and outside. Mm-hmm. And here we go. Here below are some of the first round corners that have been talked about. Or Enos Rakestraw, could he be back into the second? But Terrion Arnold, he lost his starting position to Eli Ricks. One they played at Bama. Cooper DeJean, who's been the talk of the town, had a visit with the Eagles. Quinyon Mitchell, who I'm standing for. I'm on the table. I got my boombox. I'm playing it outside Howie's window. We have Nate Wiggins, again, light. He doesn't like the physicality, doesn't like to tackle. Enos Rakestraw, he might not be quite the athlete as some of these other guys, but I think he's solid. Kool-Aid McKinstry, he's got a Jones fracture in his foot. Still ran a 4.4.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that there's a lot of good corners on there. I've obviously talked up DeJean, wanting him. But as I look at the guys that are still developmental within the Eagles system, I see a lot of potential within those guys. I mean, I want to see what Isaiah Rodgers is capable of. I'm hoping that suspension gets lifted sometime soon, just so we could stop thinking about it. But I also thought that Eli Ricks showed a lot of potential last year. Keely Ringo showed a lot of improvement towards the end of the year. So I think that we have a lot of guys already on our team that are ready to take that next step.
Yeah,
it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt to have somebody. Go ahead.
Mark doesn't believe Bradbury is ready to take the next step.
Well, I think he's taking a step in the other direction. I think he's taking a step towards retirement.
Yeah, I think he's stuck in that one gear. I think the biggest thing is seeing like the corner slot position. That's the biggest because I like Avonte Maddox. He's always injured. That's the problem. I mean, it's just there. You know what I mean? But the outside, I'm kind of just like, all right, I'm cool with. I think Bradbury being, and don't attack me, guys. I think with DJ being backing him up, I think him being back in this Vic Fangio scheme, I think he'll be okay. And, but I think we need another safety. Not in the first round. I do like. Can you put that picture back up there, Cooper Dijon? I'm saying Dijon.
Cooper Dijon. Hold on.
Dog, he looks like he would do somebody's. He works for State Farm, or he'll do somebody's taxes in a hot second.
This guy,
he's mad athletic. That's crazy. Don't ever judge a book by its cover. That's
Cooper said he can do any kind of dunk you want, through the legs, windmill, you name it.
Just saying. I need my taxes done. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking at
the last day.
I'm looking at this group right here. There's no. I'm saying future, right?
Yeah, right.
Do you see future? Like, he's the guy. Like, Lito, Sheldon, like, set it and forget it for the next. I don't know. Like, if
Quinyon, if any of them,
it's crazy that I'm kind of like leaning towards trading up for
Quinyon.
But then it's crazy considering you've been talking about doing it.
But then you see the comment from Helena. Would you give that first for Surtain? I would.
Yeah. In a heartbeat.
And then what is he? Was this fourth year? What is this?
Surtain?
Yeah.
This fourth year, I think.
So you have to be planning on paying him a lot of money in the next 2 years or so.
2 years, but then if the math is mathing, the cornerbacks,
they're gonna make a lot of money.
That's not the cornerbacks, but if the cornerbacks, you're taking money off the books with Bradbury, and then down the road with Slay. So we would have some money to. So,
I like Ricks. I like Ricks, and I like Ringo. I mean, I like them. It's developmental, though. Developmental. That's the speed it up a little bit. Speed it up.
Jawn would be a big thing around there. So I mean, are you feeling cornerback in the first round?
I'm feeling offensive line.
Has this? Are we down to our last position? That was our last position.
That was it. Yeah.
So after this,
now my mind's running. I don't know.
After this big long dissertation on draft history and potential prospects, in the comments or in the DMs, let us know what are you feeling now? Did this whole process work something out in your head? I think we did forget one group, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe I just never finished it. We didn't get to edge rusher.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Did we?
Yeah, it's like the first one we did.
Where have you been?
You need a nap, bro.
Where's the graphic?
It's the fresh jacket. It's the fresh jacket.
Yeah.
It's the fresh jacket.
Where's the jacket for? Where's the graphic for edge rusher?
We talked about it with.
We did talk about it.
We did not.
We didn't.
No, because
I thought you mentioned Chop. Yeah,
I did mention them, but I don't think we had the graphic up.
Oh,
okay, so because that's the last topic of conversation before we get Laiatu Latu, Dallas Turner, Jared Verse.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Verse would be a dream come true for me, man. I think that Verse is an absolute beast.
I could be, because we have two guys that are edges that are going to be Huff, Nolan Smith. That's it.
I got you.
I like Darius Robinson. I know he's slow, but I feel like he I don't know, man. People are not talking about him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
See, yes, I don't remember us talking about edges. Laiatu Latu, like if you added another toolsy pass rusher, if they're scared of the medicals, and they don't pass it by Evan, and they're concerned about his athleticism. He wasn't like a 4.4 guy. He was like a 4.6 guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like he had the tools in his belt. Jared Verse, to me, speed, the power. He's got a bull rush move is like crazy. Mm-hmm. I'd be okay with adding him to the mix.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at. Cornerback, edge rushers.
All right. So now
I'm at.
I can go interior lineman too. That's where I'm at.
But now that you mentioned that, right? Now I'm thinking that you're going to stay in the trenches. You're going to go to the offensive line or D line. That's just going to be. I think that's it in the first round. Because Quinyon Mitchell is going to be 14 to 11, right? He's somewhere in there. You have to trade up. Everybody else, I mean, you got to, and then after that, you're hoping that quarterbacks fall. And that, because the more quarterbacks fall.
Quarterbacks, wide receivers are making like these defensive players fall to us, which is, that's key. That's key for me. If you get how many, eight tackles could go off the board, and how many wide receivers, like 5 or 6?
Yeah. 5. Have you guys been watching My Rookie Year or Welcome to the League Rookie Year or something like that? It's on ESPN.
I have not, no.
So it's been talking about Latu. They're talking about Chop, and they're talking about the wide receiver from LSU. I can't think of his name. Save my life.
Brian Thomas.
No, the other one. Yeah, Nabels. Yeah. It's interesting to see. Like, Nabels doesn't want to go to the Giants. I can tell you that. It's hilarious. Say what?
The Cowboy fan.
He's basically just said like, I need a quarterback that's gonna throw me the ball. Shots fired.
That's his first is the dream. I'm
with you.
I'm with you on that one. First, nice.
I think he gave a great interview too. I like the mentals.
Mm-hmm. I think he's going to be a beast in the league.
And if you want to diversify your edges,
diversify.
Yeah, like if you want guys on the edge, diversify. Does that say right?
Yeah, you got it.
You said it right.
He's solid against the run. Puffy ain't the dude that against the run like everyone's saying he's not.
Right.
You want some guys that are good against the run. I mean, we do have BG.
I feel like Latu would be a dope addition because just the way he's placed at, though, he's placed above like the Bosa brothers, bro. Like in his chart, he's good. Man, he's nice. Latu's nice. I know the history, the injury with the neck and medically retired. That's scary. I get it. But man, that kid, dog. What me and Gail seen at the Senior Bowl, he gonna be wrapping gifts and kissing babies, bro. I'm telling you right now.
Who's this?
Santa Claus.
Latu,
bro. Yeah, man.
He was like the way that he handled himself, bro, had like literally like at least 20 I spent probably it felt like eternity trying to get an interview with him, but I gave up. I said I'll just sit here before
he get a line. And then even his backstory is so interesting. It's like he had an offer to go play rugby. They were going to pay for his food, travel, everything, room and board, all of it. And he was like, no, like I'm committed to football. I want to play football. Like, so dope, bro. Dope.
Andrew says, other than Jawn, we have not brought in another cornerback, so it's leaning offensively. Like the 30 visits always, they do usually pick one of those guys. It's one of those things with the first round. Like you look at, they brought in Mailata for a 30 visit. I was like, you bring in the rugby dude, and that's a Stoutland move. But Bob asked, quick question: did Stoutland pick Dillard? I don't know. I mean, that's Stoutland's like, that was my one miss.
It happens, man.
Can't be perfect all the time.
Mark says, shout out to Bird, shout out to Prime. Hope you enjoyed W. He was in his he had his belts out there. We didn't talk about Chop Robinson either. Shout out to Chop Robinson. We did mention him a little earlier. I think Chop Robinson would be. He's got me a little confused, man. Production.
His speed is crazy though.
But I like production though.
Yeah. Oh, you motor. What's crazy is like he started in Maryland. He was a beast, man, and then ended up going to my Penn State. I like Chop, but his motor is a little bit questionable. People are questioning his motor.
See, I'm almost like, go ahead, move up for Verse, move up for Quinyon Mitchell, move up for Fatanu if he comes close. If they feel like Steen's the guy, then you can go other places. But I don't know. Dad says Latu is very interesting, but his neck injury, him wanting to be a firefighter, concerns me. I'm not gonna lie. Also,
the firefighter thinks it's gonna scare people.
Oh, God.
Oh, he did say that. I remember. He said that. I was just like, oh, people. Also, a rugby player.
Okay.
He said he would play rugby. They said
he's committed to football. He is committed to football. And he's on the show, so go check him out. Go check that ESPN.
Yeah. Oh God, that was awful. I mean, this we went down memory lane, but this did bring up some painful
experiences. Yeah, for sure.
Which one was the painfulest though?
I mean, the egregious was missing when Jefferson was there.
Yeah.
And then picking Rager over Jefferson was like, bro.
I say Rager over Jefferson, and then that Marcus Smith. That was terrible, bro. Yeah, Calvin Benjamin.
Marcus Smith was pretty bad.
Yeah, Calvin Benjamin there.
We're just talking about it.
Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
7-year-old firefighter.
I mean, DK.
That wasn't first round though.
Well, no, what I'm just saying, passing Arthega Whiteside for DK. Yeah, I was at a Jets game, and it had to be his brother who had a Arthega Whiteside. This is like 3 years after he was drafted, so the jersey almost didn't fit on the back, and it was curved, and it was like it looked awkward. I was like, this has got to be his brother.
I sat next to his family at the Chiefs game. We got blown out by the Chiefs, Eagles, and Chiefs game. I sat next to his family.
We actually met his mom at Washington game. Prime.
Let me guess. You noticed her, but when she was holding the umbrella for him?
We did hold her umbrella for her. I'm just kidding. But I want to give a shout out to, before we get out of here, I want to give a shout out to Bud Light. Thank you for holding us down all these years and on tailgates. Shout out to all the people who enjoyed it. A shout out to Conshohocken Italian Bakery for 51 years of awesomeness. We appreciate you. Shout out to Red Bull for giving tailgate wings and Evan wings all these years. Shout out to Red Bull.
Thank you, Red Bull.
I have your stat case.
I appreciate it.
I also have.
You have my sweatshirt.
I have your sweatshirt. I have your T-shirt. I have a cat cave for your cat because my cat was like, give it to the peasants. So, bro, you got all this stuff here. I got so shout out to Red Bull.
Appreciate it. Shout out to Gail. Hold on almost.
Shout out to Hollis and Primo. But before we get out of here, last word. We'll go with you, Tim.
Oh, we're not doing a mock draft. That's surprising. I didn't get the hat memo to wear the new E or the old school E. Sorry.
We trying to do a mock? All that mock talk we didn't do. We're not.
That's what I'm saying. I'm shocked. So now I guess I'm. We're not doing the mock. I'm shocked.
You're like crazy ass. You're like,
hey.
All right, real quick. Evan's like, yo,
man. Evan's like, damn it, Tim. I was trying to go eat.
All right, we'll go. Mock it up fast. All right. Evan's like, my cat's pissed, bro.
I got paid too, bro.
I gotta go pay.
That's why you got to use a cup, man.
Yeah, I gotta get the cup.
Whoa.
You be on them long ass draft show 7 hours.
Bob already wants to trade up.
J-Dub,
we do need to do a trade up. We need to do a trade up or trade
definitely for Augustin, but I'm for it. So should we wait for Evan for this draft?
He's about to go.
Yeah, we'll wait. Anybody got questions in the chat? Let us know. When we get in the Shoe Jawn podcast, Gail, see you flex with that. There's a lot of them there. There's a whole bunch of. It's just too many.
That would be a Gail and Tim show, wouldn't that be? The both of us.
So the thing with Dad saying somebody has to fall to us, I think that's the whole mindset of what the Eagles got to be thinking. All these quarterbacks that are going, you add a JJ McCarthy and Penix to that mix. If he goes early, that's Caleb, that's Jaden Daniels, that's Drake May, that is McCarthy, that is Penix. That somebody goes for Bo Nix, that's 6.
6 quarterbacks.
We got Harrison. We got Malik Neighbors. We got Odunze. We got who else? Who else in the first? Brian
Thomas. Yeah, it's Brian Thomas, right?
So that's 4. Add Brock Bowers. That's 5.
Oh, I forgot about Brock Bowers.
Now let's add some of those tackles in, bro. Somebody's
got fault. We are going to get the best available. We're at the perfect spot.
Yeah, shout out to Jordan Spector. Make sure you go check him out at Immortals.
Your mic's all fucked, Kev. Sorry, pal.
I'm over here muted myself.
But yeah, no, I'm sitting here thinking that with all of the depth in the first round, there's going to be somebody that's worth having falling to us.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's just about pick the right one. Don't think outside the box. Please pick the right guy. And if Jared Verse is there at 22, even if he's at a spot or 2 ahead, like, would you trade up for somebody like that? Verse.
I just feel like.
Sorry.
I just feel like why would you want another dog to add to the mix? Like we said, we only have 2 edges on contract after this year. Like, if there's another one, add them to the mix. The rotation has been rotating in the last couple of years.
Absolutely.
Who makes this hat? Yes, Lost Supply. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Let's get to mocking. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
If you can monitor the comments.
Yes, sir.
We're going to go 7th round. You want to go public or in the middle?
Yeah, middle.
Less randomness. Well, yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and start this draft. Are we gonna try and trade, or we're gonna stay? Stay.
I'd be down for a trade up move.
Yeah.
Nice. Take a lot to get
Chicago with 9. Let's see if we can trade up with them.
No, you can't.
No.
If we're gonna be realistic, the highest we can get, if you do the math, is probably 13 or 14. Vegas, if they need some picks, we'll give them. We want the 13th. We'll give them 22nd, 53 or 50.
53.
Oh, they said trade.
See what else we can get for that. Throw 112 in there.
Like the group. No Diddy though. No Diddy. No Diddy. Offer trade.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, so we traded we traded the 22nd pick and the 53rd pick for pick 13 and 112. We're not talking about Bad Boys 112. We're talking about 112. So we're starting the draft at 13. Take that. Off the board right before our pick, Fatanu. Oh, Quinyon Mitchell goes to the Bears at number 9. He's actually meeting with the Vikings as we speak. He has a visit with them. Jaden Daniels went to the Vikings at 11. We tried to trade up for our guy Bob from Down Under. No dice. So 2 of our trade up candidates off the board. Lot 2.
Verse still there, right?
Went early.
Brock Bowers went 6.
Byron Murphy is right there.
Oh, God, man. We were so close. All right, so on the board, we have Johnny Newton, a.k.a. Jerzon Newton, Cooper DeJean, Byron Murphy, Terrion Arnold, Dallas Turner, Jared Verse. We got our pick of the litter, folks. So if you want to get sexy and go for what does the chat say, first of all?
Chat is saying Verse or Mitchell, but he's gone. Mark's saying DeJohn still. Daz is saying Terrion Arnold.
I'm going Byron Murphy on this one.
Jeez, I'm
thinking Verse.
Who are you leaning?
Verse.
I thought Verse was gone. He's already in the bottom. Oh,
but Dallas Turner. Dallas Turner's on the board too. That's another level of like.
Yeah.
Like if we added Dallas Turner.
Your mic's going, Gil. Are you muted?
Your mic's going.
You're muted. This guy. Chat's saying Verse. But Turner is also a beast.
Turner is also a beast.
This
I would. Oh, there we go.
I'd have to go Turner here. I like Verse.
Against the chat.
I'm going Verse.
Okay,
Verse.
Hey, if we're gonna stick to, Turner's on the board, dog.
But so is Murphy. Murphy's on the board too.
That is true.
This would be a hard spot to be in.
Well, think about how our interior defensive line is built already versus our edge rushers. We need edge rushers more than we need interior D.
True, but also you got to think about it though. Look at the flexibility. You know what I'm saying? Like you can.
Yeah. But this is also after our full conversation tonight.
Yeah.
This is fully telling me that if we want a game changer, we might have to just move up.
Go ahead and pick Turner because I know that you're ultimately going to end up going against everybody and just
Max, you gonna overpower me. You gonna overpower me and you. I'm
so
the captain of this boat.
I didn't say it. You guys want to go Turner?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go Turner.
Okay, I'll go Turner.
Hey,
Darius Rucker got arrested yesterday or today. So just let you know, pal. You're on the
name is Darius.
Hey, how about we trade down?
Trade down.
Trade down. What are you doing? Monopoly?
I'm just saying. If someone wants to,
how far back though?
No, a couple picks. 15.
15.
A couple.
Let's see, 15, 13.
Man, they ain't gonna want to do that.
All right, here we go. Let's just go ahead and make the pick.
No. Go trade back. Look at it.
Nah, they didn't want to pick. They didn't want to pick. I say you go for the explosive edge.
Shocker. Go ahead.
Dallas Turner it is.
Dallas Turner.
Broke my heart, man. Wow, man. So
Milton. Wow.
So the Eagles are on the clock here at 50. We traded our 53rd pick. Could we move back? I mean, Roman Wilson's on the board. I know Tim is like fired up right now. He's like,
that's my guy. Yo.
We don't need
Keon
Ellis.
Coleman?
Keon Coleman's on the board. Wide receiver from Florida State. Marshawn Nealon, Jalen Polk from Washington, Chris Jenkins, Jaden Hicks. Wow, you could get a safety. Adrian Cooper's on the board. You want to see if we can move back a little bit?
I'd be down to move back, actually.
Yeah.
This is where I've been. This is what I've been trying to do is move back with someone. This is 8 picks.
Give me.
Bro, Ezra Cooper though. Damn, that defense would be.
All right, look.
Oh, what's up?
Can we get 88 or 91 out of them?
45 chance.
Try 91. Try 91.
We could try it. We got 5. We got 5 opportunities. Can we get anything else?
You just.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Damn. Okay, Howie.
Okay, so we traded for the 50. We traded our 50th pick to the Packers. We moved back to 58. We got 58, 88, and 245.
88's a nice pick up there.
I don't know how realistic that is. But looking at the board,
it's still there, bro.
Yes.
I'm running to the podium right now. I'm running into the podium. Give me Cooper.
So we have Marshawn Nealon, edge from Western Michigan. He's gaining a lot of hype these days. Jonathan Brooks not going there. Jalen Polk, wide receiver. Very interesting.
It's like they're begging us to take Cooper, man. I'm with Tim on this one.
Yeah, Coop, bro. I'm
running. Oof. All right, we're gonna go linebacker. This is like when we traded Hassan. I was like, via draft, we got to just infuse the defense with talent. But what about Jaden Hicks? Did anyone more of a box safety? But
I like him, but
I like him.
I think of the talent and the ceiling that I see with Adrian Cooper, and I think that's the guy that you go get in this position, especially since he keeps falling to you.
Okay, Adrian Cooper it is.
Him and Devin White. Oh my God!
Come on, man!
Stop playing.
Adrian Cooper. We could have got Junior Colson was on the board too. So with the 88th pick, that moves us back into the 3rd round, which we didn't have a 3rd round pick.
Cameron Kitchens.
We've infused the defense with edge Dallas Turner. We got Adrian Cooper.
I can't do another thrash wide receiver, so I'm just looking right past that.
Well, he didn't look good at Senior Bowl, so you ain't gonna worry about that.
We have Cam Kitchens,
Mahogany.
The safety from the U. We got Renardo Green. Oh, he can play. He gave who did he give the business? Malik Neighbors gave him a tough. Mahogany. We got your developmental guard that you could. We have Brendan Rice who's sticking around.
Brendan Rice.
We got Marius Lifu. We got Ray Davis around here.
Right, that's my guy.
We got Marshawn Lloyd.
Yo, my guy right there, Marshawn Lloyd. Oh, come on.
We got 112. Marshawn Lloyd potentially could still be there.
Yeah, if Marshawn Lloyd is at 112, no diddy, we could potentially. I say now, Christian Mahogany has a visit with the Eagles. If this kind of,
Rice.
But he stood us up for an interview, so.
Yo, he's not gonna let it go. He's not gonna let it go.
Red flags all the way around, bro. Father, Hall of Fame.
I feel like we're sleeping on the Cameron Kitchens being at the top of the list here too, man. We need to see.
What does the chat say?
Chad is saying Rice, check Pearsall,
Pearsall's gone, dude. Oh, I would have loved Pearsall, dude.
Mark is in on Rice, but Mark's all Pac-12. So
yeah, he's a Pac-12 guy.
He's a Pac-12 guy.
I say you have to go. Yo, I'm not even lying. I'll wait till we get there. Audric Estime. Dude reminded me of the bus from Notre Dame. So you guys want to go? You want to go Mahogany? Come on,
I've been saying Cameron Kitchen since we got to this pick. It's been straight up ignored.
You're the only person. Also, you guys want to go Mahogany?
But think about it though, like this guy, Cam Kitchens.
Oh, you clearly are looking at the wood.
All right, what does the chat say? What does the chat say?
Look, now he gonna go to the chat. Let them pick.
Kalen Bullock is there. Draft safety.
Hey.
Kitchens is nice. So let's go Mahogany then. If everybody likes Kitchens, let's go Mahogany.
Let's go.
You guys like Mahogany? Because I like Mahogany. Let's go.
Ev's like, I love Mahogany. You want Cam Kitchens?
Yeah.
Man.
Okay, we got Cam Kitchens. We got a safety. We have totally infused the defense with some talent. And oh my God.
Now it's Marshawn Lloyd time. There we go.
Please,
oh my God.
Please.
Oh my God.
Please.
Oh my God.
Please give me Marshawn Lloyd.
But potentially one
Imagine
of the best
him and
mock
Barkley
drafts in
together.
4th of Jawn history.
We're talking about another interview prospect that we had at Senior Bowl. Marshawn Lloyd loves the Eagles. It aligns with he grew up in Wilmington, Delaware. Shout out to Wilmington. This would be a sexy pick here. But hey, I would love Tim, check out Audric Estime. Tell me what you think.
Okay. I'll check him out.
He didn't run the fastest 40 time, but god damn, this dude was hurdling people. He's like your power rusher. And imagine those two, him and Barkley together. But I'm not gonna defect from Marshawn Lloyd. We've been singing his praises for a while. I love the fact that we got back in the 4th round. We got back into the 3rd round. Do we already have this pick in the 4th round?
I don't know. But I do know that that draft ends up happening. Kenny Gainwell's gonna be wearing a new jersey.
Bye.
So that's all right. Yeah, he could be a role player. Now we have infused. We got a Marshawn Lloyd, USC running back. We have Cameron Kitchens, Miami safety. That was for Evan, and that was also for Prime. We got
Dallas Turner, all because Gale ruled his iron fist.
That's bro. He's a good edge, dude. I like it. I'm not mad at it. So here we hear
Keegan.
Oh, but also Aeneas Smith. Because we haven't gone wide receiver yet, guys.
It's true.
Yeah.
But we still need that guard, man. I want that competition for Steen.
We gotta
earlier,
switch it up, though. We gotta switch it up.
Early in the draft, we talked about waiting this long for wide receiver, how it's a sin. This is, and Aeneas Smith has a visit with the Eagles, but I could be talking to Cooper Beebe right here. This would be Malik Washington, another prospect who would be amazing.
Think about how often that person is going to be getting the ball, the wide receiver 3 that you want. Is that going to be someone? Is Aeneas Smith going to be someone that's going to be making an impact this year, or is Cooper Beebe? Who has a better chance of making an impact?
I think Stoutland finally gets his guy out off the board. I think you got to go Cooper Beebe here.
Yeah.
What's the chat say?
BB, Tyrone Tracy, Conley still there. We get McCarthy, LL Chill.
Braylon Allen is still there.
We just took it.
Ooh, check out Isaac Grendo.
Yeah, I checked him out. Louisville running back, right?
Yeah, he's very impressive.
We're also lacking on a what's it called?
Cooper.
We haven't taken any corners either.
Which is
Mark said what Gail says.
I say Cooper though.
It's Cam Hart. Cam Hart just went off the board.
Oh, word?
So did Ed Aldrich.
Oh, yeah. I see it, 117.
So we went with let's see. Do we have one linebacker? Oh, Dylan Lobby.
We got a safety, don't we?
Yeah, we have a safety.
Corner. You want to check what corners are on the board?
Yeah.
Or wideouts.
So we didn't draft the wideout yet?
Uh-uh.
We got Dwight McGovern, Nehemiah Pritchett. Damn, we waited all this time for a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got ourselves Luke McCaffrey.
Cephas. Ain't bad.
Let's see.
McCaffrey would probably be that best fit right here.
We'll go McCaffrey then. Shock the world.
Your boy Dylan.
I know it's like we already got Marshawn though.
Yeah,
and we already got Saquon.
So I hate to I hate to even say it, but
I do like Brady from Maryland of a safety.
Jaheim Bell.
Jaheim.
Yeah, you got to go with Jaheim.
Jaheim Bell, round 5. We still haven't got a cornerback either.
We have another pick immediately after this too, so no one else is going to go off the board.
So we're all sweating like, oh, if I don't get this guy. So let's go Jaheim Bell. We saw what our tight end group looks like.
An R&B singer.
Jaheim Bell with 112. Shit.
Yeah, just in case he'll make it home tonight.
How about a cornerback here?
Really gotta go down the list here for one, don't we?
Facts.
Oof.
I mean, we do have some young talent in the room, and then we're people are gonna be highly upset. Highly upset.
Jefferson out of LSU just to make up for the other Jefferson out of LSU that we didn't take.
We'll go.
I like Brady, bro. Sheesh.
Brady.
I would go Brady here. That's the best available right
or
there.
Even a big body like Foster.
How about we'll go best available corner? Because we waited.
McGlothern. Yeah, the Eagles fans definitely won't mess up McGlothern. That pronunciation.
So we're in the round 6. You talk about best available talent. Frank Gore Jr. If we can't get the first one, we'll get the son. Omar Brown, David White. I think this is where you take
a flyer wide receiver and maybe a linebacker like a Jalen Ford.
Jalen Ford, who's got a visit with the Eagles. A Daquan Hardy, cornerback from Penn State. It's Isaiah Davis, Senior Bowl prospect. Brandon Coleman, the developmental tackle. Shall we?
I think he'll still be there in the next pick.
You want to go linebacker?
I say Jalen Ford.
I say Ford.
Jalen Ford it is.
Bye-bye, Zach Cunningham. You're not coming back.
So we're going to get our cornerback. Oh, we got the 245 pick. I'm going to go with Trevin Wallace actually got a visit for the Eagles. This is our last pick, correct?
Yes.
I'm taking a flyer.
Take a punter, bro.
I'm taking a flyer on, let's see, Blake Watson out of Memphis. Okay.
Sure.
You don't want to take a tackle?
Is Coleman still here?
We'll see. See if he tackle. We didn't get a wide receiver, did we? Oh, we got McCaffrey.
Right now, it's all about taking
best available
a flyer. Check out Blake Watson. Tell me what you guys think of Blake Watson.
I like Blake Watson.
I was watching him randomly.
Watson. Yeah, he actually had a meeting with the Eagles.
So we're waiting for PFF. That was after our long ass podcast about history. It was interesting. I like the idea of moving back in round 2. If we whatever pick that we trade up with, we trade down from the next second round pick and get best available. But we got edge Dallas Turner from Alabama, one of the top edge rushers in the class, to throw into the mix. Again, we say 2 of those edge rushers are under contract next year. We just threw a dog in the mix. Edgerrin Cooper, we wanted to fuse the defense with talent. We got Edgerrin Cooper. He's a rangy linebacker. We got Cam Kitchens, safety out of the U. I could have went other places, but I think we got good value there. We got the hometown kid from Wilmington, Eagles fan, Marshawn Lloyd. We're talking about a guy who could potentially just be a change of pace for Saquon Barkley, because that's not a bad deal. I think his family's going to love it. Cooper Beebe, the guard with tackle versatility. He can play all over the place. I think you got a prospect that Stoutland can groom. Luke McCaffrey shined down at the Senior Bowl. I think he's a guy that he's one of those reliable threats. Jaheim Bell. We didn't get the best grades from PFF, but we don't care. We were B students in high school. Jaheim Bell, I think he's a guy that can get you some yak. He's different from the other tight ends that we have in the group. Dwight McGovern from Arkansas in the 5th round. And then we went back with linebacker Jalen Ford from Texas and Blake Watson to close it out from Memphis.
To be honest with you, I think it's a pretty solid draft all the way through round 4.
Yeah, that's a solid draft.
I tried. The only thing that if we be honest, we did wait longer at wide receiver than we'd like to. 3rd round is probably where.
But we got good value on all the other stuff that we got.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, in me personally, in my head, and like what I was thinking today about putting myself through this process, like all these wide receivers, and I waited that long.
I wouldn't have minded instead, like as much as Marshawn Lloyd would be nice, having Saquon Barkley, I wouldn't have minded going wide out at 112.
You're right. That's right. That's right. Definitely. Thrasher's on the board, right? Jamari Thrasher.
Thrasher.
But you didn't want to draft him because of James Thrash.
I wonder what grade we got if we would have put Mahogany.
We got a solid draft from Mark. We got a solid draft from Helena. Williams said not bad at all, but you might have been smoking. See, like if the Turner reverse, like I could have went either way, but I think Dallas edges him out a little bit with athleticism. Yo, go check his sack against Georgia. Is the most. That's the kind of sack you want to see from your edge rushers. He had that Georgia quarterback hemmed up. He looked like he turned him into a pretzel. A lot of violence. I like the violence. I thought it was good interesting. Herbert said maybe Cowing late would have ate. We're talking about the wide receiver from Arizona. Also a dad. He said he plays for his child, man. I think they said D-Jax Light. I don't know.
He got hurt at the Senior Bowl.
He did. Bob from Down Under says, I seriously think Howie's looking at trading up and guarantee. And this is where I've been fighting it for a minute. I'm all about trading up. I think you have to. And then I would move and maneuver as you go down in the second round.
Right. I don't think the Eagles are going to be saying that 50 and 53, in my opinion.
they've got to imagine if he hits us with a certain trade.
Yeah,
man,
that would be wild. I wouldn't put it past Howie though.
Shout out to you for
that's like another AJ Brown, bro. That's like another AJ Brown trade, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
that would be intense. I think I need to smoke a cigarette after this pod. I don't even smoke. But again, appreciate you guys in the comments. Appreciate you guys sticking around. How about last word before we get out of here, Tim?
Thank you everybody for sticking around and chilling with your boys. It's been awesome, man, for real. I love talking draft. Looking forward to the April 25th. I don't know what we're doing. Protection is sexy. That shirt is coming near you. I'm probably wear it on draft night. Protection is sexy. Go Birds at the at the bottom of it.
Protection is sexy.
Just gotta figure out what we're doing for the draft. That's all.
Yep. Looking forward to it.
Tim says,
be together.
Yeah, Tim says thoughts on Tyron Tracy. I got to dig into him. That's one of the backs I have been waiting on. I got to estimate this weekend, and I was like, I was clutching my pearls. I was like, this guy hurdled like 7 dudes in 3 games that I watched. I was like,
dang,
fuck,
damn.
Go watch Audric Estime. And I want you to text me when you watch
it down
and let me know what you think, because you're like, oh, power back late rounds. Helena says, Evan, you going to Link for the draft since Gail out for it?
Are you going to the draft?
I gotta see if I get selected for jury duty.
Oh, right.
I'm going in there. I'm Harlem shaking, and then see what they say.
Well, the draft that will only take place during the day.
It's on Monday. If you get selected, yeah, I could go to the. I'm talking about going to Detroit.
Oh, are you going? You thinking about going? Okay.
If not, we could do a live show, or we could head down to the draft, have a draft party.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were gonna do a live show.
We could do a lot. I mean, live show would be interesting.
Live show is lit, man. Every time we have a live show, there's something crazy going on.
Yeah, but Gail loves nothing more than just dropping everything and driving halfway across the country.
Oh, I know.
Hey, what if we got onto the draft floor?
That'd be cool.
And I'm hugging Verse and Quinyon Mitchell.
You're gonna have to fight Jamie for that spot. He's always the one that greets him.
Elena says live show. 843 Philly says if we do a trade and get PS2 and draft first, that'll be crazy. It would be crazy. But last word, Ev, before we get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking birds for 2 hours. I just want to welcome my king, Joel Embiid, back. You were dearly missed. It's nice to have you back. It's nice to have you back on this playoff run. Also, little birthday shout out for my girl. Okay, it's her birthday in a couple days. Heading down to Baltimore. Got some reservations. Gonna get some tostados.
Are you gonna get some crab cakes?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we're gonna get some crabs.
You gotta go to shout out to Jimmy Seafood if you want crab cakes.
No, Jimmy Seafood for sure.
Are you going to the Baltimore Aquarium?
That might be a thing we check out. We're gonna have to see. Is it worth the trip? Better or worse than the Atlanta Aquarium?
You want to see me walking to the aquarium?
Wow.
It was nice.
I know my Gale memes. I knew that was coming.
There were a lot of kids at the aquarium.
All right.
Check it out. But yeah, thank you guys for sticking around the chat. Again, drafts is right around the corner. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the thought process. And hopefully it stirred up some emotions in your brain. Because after this draft process that we went through today, I'm totally geared up for moving up.
Yeah, I think after that little exercise today, that is definitely something that excites me.
Cakes or moving up?
Huh?
Cakes or moving up?
Both, of course.
Nice. There you go. Attaboy.
Shout out to Dalton. He says Camden greater.
He's talking about the Baltimore Aquarium.
Is Camden greater?
He's saying Camden over Baltimore.
I've been to both.
Camden over Baltimore.
Okay.
What aquarium is in
ticket
in Camden though? Which one is in Camden?
Camden Aquarium.
But you can't get crab cakes in Camden.
I was going to say.
I think you guys are just misunderstanding. We were talking about aquariums. I said, is Baltimore worth going to? And Dalton was simply saying the Camden one is better.
Oh,
but you don't get crab cakes in Camden.
He's hungry.
Oh man,
that was a baseball signal.
Steal. But I appreciate you guys in the comments as always. Draft is right around the corner. Make sure you get your mind ready because the draft is here. If you're not ready for the draft yet, I don't know where your head is at. But if you're thinking like us, you think about probably moving up. But we'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, fly, Eagles, fly.
Holla.